Today we're going to try to win an Edge of Eternities standard by exploding $100 of munition tokens all over our opponents. Here's how. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. And this week, we have a super sweet one. We are heading to Edge of Eternities standard to try to build an artifact sacking machine that wins by exploding munition tokens on our opponent to deal the full 20 damage. So let's talk about our deck, what it's trying to do, how we build the machine, jump into some games, see the deck in action. So we are built around one of the coolest cards from Edge of Eternities, which is Weapons Manufacturing. So Weapons Manufacturing, a 2-mana red enchantment. When a non-token artifact we control enters, we make a colorless artifact token named Munitions that when it leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So Weapons Manufacturing by itself doesn't really do anything, right? We play it as we play artifacts, we get these artifact tokens, which I guess helps reduce the cost on affinity stuff or whatever. But once we add another piece to the mix, which is a way to make the munitions leave the battlefield, this card becomes incredibly powerful. It essentially gives every artifact we play kicker of cast a shock at something, but that shock has suspend X, where X is however long it takes us to find a way to make the munitions leave the battlefield. So how do we actually make a bunch of munitions with this deck? And the answer is we got a bunch of cheap artifacts. And one of the things I love about this deck is in a weird way, it's kind of like a burn control deck, I guess. It's like burn control aristocrats. But if you look at our artifacts, almost all of them, or many of them at least, are removal spells. Grim Bauble gives something -2/-2. Tithing Blade makes our opponent sack something. Warmaker's Gunship, Demonic Junker, these big vehicles that kill a creature. Even Rust Harvester, our 1-mana 1/1, works like a Grim Lavamancer, throwing damage at stuff. So all these cards are killing our opponent's stuff, and if we have a Weapons Manufacturing, also adding munitions tokens to the battlefield to set up this big kill where eventually we're going to sacrifice these munitions and kill our opponent on the spot. As far as sacking munitions, we got a bunch of cards for that as well. Legion Extruder, probably one of the best of these. The only 4 of our sack outlets. For 2 mana when enters, it shocks something, so it works with the shock theme of the deck. And then we can pay 2, sack another artifact to make a 3/3 Golem. So if we get some Weapons Manufacturing munitions tokens going, for 2 mana we sack a munitions, deal 2 damage, and get a 3/3, which is actually kind of absurd. Tarian's Journal, an artifact, so it makes a munition, taps to sack an artifact to draw a card. Memorial Vault. This card's a little bit expensive, but it can be really, really powerful. You tap it to sack an artifact, and you impulse draw equal to that artifact's mana value +1. So that means if we sack a munition, we're only drawing 1 card. But if we play maybe a Demonic Junker and sack that, we can be impulse drawing 8 cards in 1 turn, which is kind of ridiculous. Demand Answers sacks an artifact to draw a couple cards. Chandra Sparkhunter makes artifacts, can sack artifacts to draw cards. Even Torch the Tower, a little bit of exile removal that sacks an artifact. So these are the cards that let us sacrifice our munitions bit by bit by bit to generate value, shock you here, shock you there, make a 3/3, draw a card, and eventually grind you out of the game. But we also have a card that lets us just win all at once, and that card is Umbral Collar Zealot, which is my pick for maybe the best creature from Edge of Eternities. This card is ridiculous. As a 2-mana 3/2 human cleric, they can sack a creature and artifact to surveil 1. So the idea here is, if we have an Umbral Collar Zealot, we can just make a bunch of Weapons Manufacturing munitions as we play our artifacts, hold on to our Umbral Collar Zealot. Once we get up to 10 munitions or however many we need to kill our opponent, then we just play the Umbral Collar Zealot. We sack all the munitions at once, blow our opponent up, win the game on the spot. Mana base, it is a little bit budget friendly. Honestly, Rakdos kind of has really bad mana anyway. It's one of the colors in Standard that doesn't have a fast land or a shock land, so the mana base is super clunky, even if it's optimal. Also, a little bit of budget choices here, but we have Blazemire Verge as our 1 expensive dual land. We get a Jagan Barrens as a not expensive common dual land, and then a bunch of basic lands. In the sideboard, we get a bunch of removal for creature decks, Anthrax Rampage to get the artifact players, Duress Maze Mind's Tome, another Chandra for control, Ghost Vacuum deal with graveyard decks, and that is our artifact sack machine Weapons Manufacturing munitions deck for Standard. And that's our Budget Magic deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see just how good Weapons Manufacturing can actually be, all on just a $100 budget. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Bye! budget magic time. We are playing some Rakdos Artifact Sack Machine in Standard. This hand, no weapons manufacturing yet, but we got some removal. Got a Chandra, which is good. See what our opponent's up to. Tap land. Oh, okay. Well, right on time. Weapons manufacturing. I mean, that is the best card, the most important card in the deck. Hopefully, our opponent cannot blow it up. If they can't, then we get to do cool things. Ooh, all right. All right. Weapons manufacturing mirror. Well, let's see who's the better weapons manufacturing deck. Legion Extruder, paying ya. Make a weapon, or a munitions, play land, pass turn. I mean, this is a pretty good start now. Weapons manufacturing into Legion is about as good as it gets. Opponent swamp, sure. I mean, next turn we can Chandra, start sacking the munitions, maybe. If our opponent plays something good, we can Tithing Blade. Oh, double manufacture. Okay, well, that is more manufacturers than we have. I think... Actually, maybe we Tarian's Journal. Tarian's Journal is going to trigger manufacture, make a munitions. Then we can sack the munitions, draw the card. Shock ya. Down to 16. Ooh, right. Demonic Junker could be good in the future. Yeah, and then we can Legion Extruder at instant speed to make a 3/3. I think we're just going aggro. That's one of the cool things about this deck is it can grind super long, or with the right draws, it can actually just be kind of aggro. Wow. The saddest Grim Bobble. I mean, it does make two munitions tokens, although our opponent does not have a way to sack them yet. Well, okay, Duskrow's Reliquary. I mean, I guess that's fine. Sure. Lets you sack one of them and goes after the Legion Extruder. Well, we're going to sack the munitions. Hit you down to 14. Make a 3/3. I mean, if our opponent finds a way to sack all their munitions, then we're in trouble. But that is the challenge to munitions, right? You don't only need to make them. You need to be able to have them leave the battlefield, or they don't really do anything. Swamp. I guess we can just Chandra, make a vehicle, hit ya down to 8. That's something. None of our other cards really do a ton here. With our opponent doesn't have anything to kill. Yeah, let's Chandra. Make the vehicle. Play the land. I guess we could also sack the vehicle post-combat if we want to. Get in, hit ya. Down to 8. I think we just keep the vehicle for now. I think it's worth... Because next turn we can Chandra, make a vehicle, Umbricala Zealot, crew a vehicle, and potentially attack for lethal if our opponent doesn't have blockers. Our opponent really needs a way to sack munitions. If they have like an Umbricala Zealot, then this becomes very tricky because they have a bunch of munitions. Opponent, looking at the Golem. Tithing Blade. All right, so opponent's kind of doing something somewhat similar to us. And, oh, they're a Pixie deck. I see. All right, well, maybe not that similar to us. Opponent, gonna pick up munitions, hit Chandra down to 2. Ooh, Legion Extruder. So, Tithing Blade. Make you sack the Pixie. Make a munitions. Legion Extruder. Hit you to sit an opponent. Not even gonna wait to see the end. Scoops it up, and that went pretty well. Opponent out munitions does, but now we get to bring in our sweet sideboard tech and Srag's Rampage. The downside against munitions in specific is munitions have a leave the battlefield trigger. So if we blow them all up, we still take damage, but this can blow up all of our opponent's other stuff. Otherwise, duresses seem really helpful here. And then I guess we just trim some of the removal because not sure how many actual, if you look at our deck, and I don't know, I mean, they have pixies and stuff, so they're not exactly the same as our deck, but we have very few actual creatures that you can kill with creature removal, which is one of the upsides of this deck. It is like naturally pretty resilient. So I think we mostly trim removal, bring in duresses, and maybe go down the bobble, run it like that, I guess. Yeah, actually maybe a Harvester. Harvester's just gonna die anyway, right? Harvester I think is good. But if our opponent has a lot of removal, they're just going to kill it. Yeah, let's play it like that. On to game number 2, we are going to be on the draw for this one. Well, we got the manufacturing. That is kind of the challenge of this deck, is we are very much built around weapons manufacturing. If we do not draw weapons manufacturing, how does our deck do then? That is the big question. We do have some ways to draw into it. Opponent land. Ooh, dress is actually a pretty good draw. So we can lead on the Verge. Duracia. Make sure... Well, okay. 2 Carrot Cakes and a Caretaker's Talent. Well, we're definitely taking the Caretaker's Talent. Build it. Untap Chalk Land and... Pretty good draw. Weapons Manufacturing. Well, we will see your weapons manufacturing with our own weapons manufacturing. So opponents like... they're nothing like our deck, actually, other than the fact they have weapons manufacturing in their deck. Their deck is actually not anything like our deck. They're like a mono-white token pixie manufacturing deck. Well, Maze Mind Stone. Well, let's play the grimmest of baubles. Get rid of the bunny. I'm sorry. Sorry, bunny. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to get on the Maze Mind Stone. Make another munition. Umbro Collar Zealot's very interesting in this deck. Sometimes you run it out as just like a beatdown creature on turn 2. Sometimes you hold on to it like a combo piece. And I feel like with us having the manufacturing going, and our opponent having manufacturing, which means if they can sack munitions or bounce one, it kills the Umbro Collar Zealot. I think this is a game. Yeah, there's a pixie, last card in hand. I think this is a game where we hold on to the Umbro Collar Zealot and try to play it like a combo piece. See what they're picking up here. I imagine Carrot Cake. Yeah, opponent's gonna pick up the Carrot Cake. Well, we will do a little scrying. Demand Answers is pretty good. Draw some cards and lets us kill something with the munitions. Well, let's draw the Demand Answers. We might do this main phase, because if we hit an untap land, it's kind of good. Yeah, let's demand an answer from our opponent. Sack this munition. Snipe the Pixie. Draw an untapped red source. Ugh, all right. Well, now I feel like we have to play an untapped land so we can Maze Mind Stone, but then that means we don't have untapped red mana for next turn, so we can't play Weapons Manufacturing and Rust Harvester. There's a Carrot Cake again. Gonna make... I don't know how the Carrot Cake is making. Well, actually, I don't know if you've ever eaten Carrot Cake. It is basically a munitions. In the world of cake, it is the closest thing you can get to... I mean, no offense to Carrot Cake lovers. I'm just saying, if you're gonna, like, eat cake, why don't you eat a real cake? Why jam a bunch of vegetables in there? Have you ever heard of chocolate? Vanilla? anything that isn't made out of vegetables. Isn't the point of eating cake that you're not eating vegetables? Oh my god, so many Jagged Barreds. So I will say about this mana base. So yes, we are lighter on dual lands than we would normally be because we're a budget deck. However, I will also say Rakdos is one of the colors that just got the short end of the man. Oh god, Legion Extruder. That is the best draw for our opponent. Okay, this is going to get interesting now. Rakdos is also one of the colors that does not have a fast land or a shock land. So it also just has, Memorial Vault. Okay. I mean, we're winning in hand by a ton because of our Maze Mind Stone. Well, let's get down the Memorial Vault. Memorial Vault can do some things. That is going to double trigger our weapons manufacturing. So opponent says 17. We need 9 munitions to blow them all up with Umbro Collar Zealot and win. We can also sack them at instant speed if we have to. Opponent. We also got to be aware of our opponent making 3/3s. Now they have Legion Extruder. They are also... This is going to be very interesting. This game is going to be close. Opponent, land, and combat, and attacks. Well, we will... Let's sack munitions. Snipe a rabbit. Exile a card to its demise. Draw with the Maze Mind Stone. We are going to get to gain some life off Maze Mind Stone, which is good. Go up to 17 for the moment. All right, draw another swamp. Drop to 13. We could use a Legion Extruder. But I'm going to sack the Carrot Cake, do a little scry, and make another buddy. And, Chandra, eh? Might be a good distraction, Chandra. Our opponent might feel like they need to spend damage killing it, which that might be all we need. Let's sack this. Let's sack this Bobble. Impulse draw 2. Oh, all right. There's Legion Extruder. That is one of the cards we wanted. Oh, now the challenge is, how much do we got to control the board? How much can we throw face? So opponent can hit for 6, 8, 9, 10, 11... They deal a lot of damage. Well, we get 2 weapons. We're gonna snipe the bunny. I feel like we have to do at least some board control here. And then 1, 2, Legion Extruder, sack the munition. Make a 3/3, kill the bunny. And Tithing Blade, get rid of the 3/3, make some munitions. I mean, that kind of worked out pretty well. They can sack, yeah, they can sack the Carrot Cake. They can also Legion Extruder, but our opponent's out of cards, so they do scry to the top. All right, so the bunny eats the edict. We're back up to 5 munitions. Opponent's up to 23. That life gain's actually kind of annoying here. Haha, but we have a solution to that. Jagged Baron. See, we're not playing a budget mana base. We just need that damage. All part of the plan. Bonus X of munitions. Yeah, down to 11. Oh, Duskro's Reliquary. Oh, if they hit the Golem, are we dead? 9, 3. Well, let's see what they hit. Opponent gonna go after the Legion Extra. I mean, that also makes sense. Although I'm kind of okay with that, because I feel like if they just got the blocker out of the way, we almost certainly die. This at least gives us a shot. Opponent's at 22, so we need 11 munitions. We can't get there this turn. And we can't make 3/3s anymore. Well, let's sack this Tithing Blade. See the power of the Memorial Vault, which has actually been really, really solid this game. Okay, I will take a bunch of cheap artifacts. Rust Harvester. Munition. Wait, is there a chance we win here? 7. Tarian's Journal. 8, 9. Oh my god, we're gonna combo. Oh, from 22. Well, this is why you hold on to the Umbral Collar Zealot. Not expose it to removal. Sack of munitions. Hit you to 20. And now this is like Xaxes. So play the land, play the Rust Harvester, 2 more munitions, up to 10, each deals 2 damage, trigger, and Umbral Collar Zealot can actually seal the deal here. It is a seal deal. I don't think you can beat it. Like, they can kill the Umbral Collar Zealot, but we can just sack all the munitions with the trigger on the stack. And opponent, wow, what a game. I didn't even know we could deal that much damage. There. This deck can really pour on the damage once it gets going. Sweet. Bunch of removal, a little bit of card draw. Eventually, maybe, hopefully get to a Chandra. All right, Stomping Grounds, eh? Well, weapons manufacturer is also pretty solid. Oh, God. Glimpse, some sort of ramp deck. All right, Glimpse the Core, sure. Well, play the land, get down the manufacturing. A little bit awkward that we missed a land there. Playing the manufacturing means we don't have anything to demand answers next turn. They went this way. All right. Random ramp spell that makes a clue. Sure. Well, Legion Extruder. Paying you. Making munitions. Yeah, we're going to just miss our land drop and then hopefully next turn start to hit them. If our opponent, they got to be playing big creatures eventually, right? So far, these Tithing Blades, not looking super hot against our opponent's deck. Sammy's Curiosity. I do like Sammy's Curiosity. I do like and Analyze. Okay, the opponent just wants to make some mana. They don't even care. They just have every random ramp spell. All right, well, let's see if we can demand a land here from our deck. Demand answer. Sack the munition. Paying ya. Down 18. All right, well, there's all the lands we were missing earlier. Little bit late to the party. Found it. I'm going to sack the lander. Keep on ramping. I mean, opponent's done a good job ramping. We are missing land, so it looks even worse than it really is, but oh god, Bressus. All right, Bressus Bounty, sure. Well, we can't do anything about that. So we can play the Chandra, but we don't even get a munitions out of it. I feel like we're about to die. Well, let's play the Memorial Vault, make munitions, pass the turn. I mean, our opponent has like, I was going to say 14 mana. Well, I guess they still have 14 mana. It's just all in treasures. Oh, is this? Yeah, all right. Biotech Specialist. Sack them all. Sure. I mean, that was cute. I do like Biotech Specialist. Brass's Bounty is, I guess, a good combo piece with Specialist if you can get enough lands. Well, okay. This is interesting because we don't really have a lot of ways to kill that at instant speed. Even removal wouldn't have mattered there. I guess we go down sorcery speed removal, go up duresses, go up our artifact destruction to some extent. Anzarag's Rampage, gonna get him running like that. I really want to get someone with Anzarag's Rampage. It's just so, we don't even have a good creature to put it. We're gonna get a Rust Harvester or something, but just blow up all your artifacts sounds so funny. All right, we're gonna try this. Double Mountain, a little bit awkward. We would like a little black mana in there, but well, Rust Harvester, go. What are we up to, opponent? And passes, so it might be the Rust Harvester game. We need to, yeah, let's just Legion Extruder. We need to find a way to get artifacts in the graveyard if Rust Harvester is going to be more than a 1-1 opponent. Forest and Glimpse the Core. Yeah, opponent keeping on ramp. Oh boy, all right. Missing land drops again. Well, play the Rust Harvester. Get in, hit ya. We're actually not that greedy with lands in this deck. We are playing 24, which, considering that our curve is pretty low, another Glimpse of the Core. Seems like enough. Stomping Grounds. Okay, there's black mana. Well, as much as I'd like to do other things, I think we needed to rest and see if we're about to die. Analyze the Pollen. Vaultborn Tyrant. Okay. Vaultborn Tyrant is uniquely annoying to deal with. We have the removal to kill it, but it makes a token. It's going to gain 6. So it's going to go and draw 2. So even though we can kill it, I think we actually sack a Harvester here. We want an artifact in the graveyard, and a 3/3 is better than a 1/1. Normally, we don't want to be doing that, but sometimes you gotta. Well, let's get in, hit you. Down to 11. For now, we know this Vaultborn Tyrant's about to hit the battlefield. Ooh, opponent. Can we make a treasure? Can we make a treasure? No. Opponent's so desperate for treasures are playing the Golden Saucer. Well, all right, there's a vault board. We are going to ping you with the Harvester down to 9. Opponent gains a life, draws a card. Life would be so much easier if we could hit a land. I guess the plan is weapons manufacturing, try to burn them out. Like, we still get to chip in with the Rust Harvester thanks to Menace. Our opponent is at 10. We really need to start hitting our lands, but maybe there's a world, like, if we draw a land, we can Tithing Blade. Sure, reach the new horizons. Bound it. Wait, that's a new, they just have, what are they playing, one of every ramp spell? These are ramp spells I didn't even remember were in standard. Our opponent's just pulling them all out. Ooh, opponent's going to stay on D. That's good for us. Well, okay, there's a land. The question now is, do we want to kill the Vaultborn Tyrant? If we kill it, I guess we just double Tithing Blade and accept that our opponent's gonna get some value here. So Tithing Blade, make you sack the dinosaur. They get another one. Well, if we had the Anzar's Rampage, that would get the artifact dino. Well, Tithing Blade, they're finally paying off. It took forever. Tithing Blade number 2. Get out of here, dino. I'll get in, hit ya. And we do have the Umbral Collar Zealot in hand, which, remember, that means we can sack all of our munitions for 2 mana. Oh, the Golden Saucer. Wow, all right, got a treasure. So what is that, 6 mana make a treasure so far? The Golden Saucer. Why? I don't know Final Fantasy lore. Maybe there's some sweet Final Fantasy. Oh, are you getting another Vaultborn Tyrant opponent? Aye. Okay, opponent. Another Vaultborn Tyrant. Back up to 11. Well, this one I'm pretty sure we have to try not to kill. We just have to try to kill our opponent, which I think means, oh, that's hilarious. Do we have to play Demonic Junker and choose not to kill the Vaultborn? That is one of the least intuitive lines, but that makes 2 more munitions. Then we sack 1. Okay, so what we can do, we can Demonic Junker, not kill anything, make 2 munitions. Legion Extruder, sack a Tithing Blade. I think there's a way to do this. Okay, get in with the Rust Harvester, hit you down to 9. Let's just wait one more turn. We're so close. We're so close to just killing our opponent. I think if we just wait one more turn, they shouldn't be able to kill us this turn. We sack munitions, make a 3/3, and that should get us enough damage to, oh god, please tell me you don't have biotech. If you're just making treasures, that's fine. Okay, opponent's passing. Well, Legion Extruder, sack the munitions. Burn you down to 7. I think this should be enough. Playing the Junker and not activating it feels so weird. Or playing it not blowing up anything with it, but I think that might be where we are. Get in, hit ya. Down to 2. Oh, we don't even need the junker. Okay, well, I guess that makes it easy. Sack the Legion Extruder. They don't have any onboard life gain, right? Whew. All right. Well, we got there through double Vaultborn Tyrant somehow, some way. Whew. Well, I don't know if we're going to change a ton here. I guess the junker is probably better than the warship just because it does kill Vaultborn, which kind of seems like our opponent's only creature is Vaultborn, maybe. Yeah, let's try it like that. Well, I mean, this is a good looking hand. We got some card draw, we got the manufacturer. And let's swamp goo. I am definitely scared because we don't have, other than, biotech specialist. Well, I'm glad that came down early because we can kill it now, maybe. We don't have a great plan for interacting with Brass's Bounty. Like, if they just hold on to a biotech specialist and Brass's Bounty, that's going to be hard for us to stop. And now we got to slog through the infinite dinosaurs, too. Bounty gets in, hits us down to 19. Oh, there's the Anthrax Rampage. Maybe we get to see a little rampaging. Well, let's just draw some cards. Let's Tarian's Journal. And sack the Munitions. Draw a card. Shock ya. I mean, this is where you kind of feel the artifact machine. You stack up the pieces, and it's only 2 damage. It's only 1 card, but eventually all those pieces work together, and the next thing you know, you're 20 in your opponent hits us down to 18. Passing. Ushandra. I think we need to kill this biotech specialist, though. We're gonna Legion Extruder. So it's kind of painful, but Legion Extruder, make a weapons manufacturing. Do we want a 3/3 or do we want a card? I guess let's just demand answers and draw 2 cards. I guess that's the most value we can get out of this munitions. Yeah, let's sack the munitions from the weapons manufacturing. Opponent's gonna do some cracking in response. Gotta get that damage. Gotta get that damage out of the biotech. Opponent bangs us. Heaped Harvest. They're up to Vaultborn Tyrant amount of mana already. How is that card not rotated? Actually, I like Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm not salty about Vaultborn Tyrant, although it does feel like it's existed for a long time. Pass the turn. And there's our buddy Vaultborn Tyrant. That is an issue. And a land. Well, play the land. I mean, we gotta do it. This doesn't feel good, but Demonic Junker. Snipe the Dino. Opponent gets to draw again. And I think we're just gonna pass. We might need that munitions in the future to try to kill something. So we're not just gonna sack it and draw and hit you. Our opponent's at 20. Oh no. Oh, 2 Vaultborns. Yeah, that might be too much. That might be 1 dinosaur too much. Oh, if only we need the artifacts on the battlefield for affinity. If we had a little more mana, if we had a little more mana, we could Demonic Junker blow up the real Vaultborn and then Anthrax Rampage kill them both. But we don't have enough artifacts, so this costs 3. So I guess all we can really do is play this and kill the token. The problem with this plan is I'm not sure how we really deal with this second Vaultborn Tyrant. And our opponent's so high on life. It'll land? Yeah. And our opponent's so high on life, I don't see how we realistically kill them. So I think our opponent may have this one. Oh, Song of Tons then. All right. You never know what's gonna be in that deck, but yeah. Budget magic time. Hey, Bubbles. Perhaps the best character on Trailer Park Boys. Actually, no, that's probably Mr. Leahy. But Bubbles is S tier. This hand actually looks kind of awesome. Please be a creature deck. If our opponent's a creature deck, this hand looks insanely good because we can just kind of kill all their stuff. Opponent. Sleight of Hand, eh? Ooh, is it? Probably yes. Probably a VV deck. Well, we get down the manufacturing, which is good. Opponent. Prof's Eidetic Memory. Well, I mean, wow, we almost have too many Tithing Blades. Okay. Missing land drop, sure. We didn't really want that land anyway. Opponent. Island. And Fear of missing out. All right, well, I mean, that at least lets us cast a Tithing Blade and not feel too bad about it. Discards a land, gets the props counter. We still don't draw a land. Tyrion's Journal's not bad because we can cast it, get the manufacturing token, and sack it to draw. But I think for now we just have to kill. We have to kill and kill and kill. Pound it, land, and Storm Chaser's Talent. Sure. Ooh, and a VV. All right, we need. Okay, there's a land. So we can Grimbobble the token, Tithing Blade VV. We can not care about the token, Grimbobble the VV, sack a Munitions, kill VV. I think in this case, the most straightforward line is probably the best. Let's kill the token. Let's just kill it all. Kill it all. Kill the token with the bobble. Tithing Blade, get rid of the VV. They might be a Soul Cauldron deck, but if they don't have any creatures, they can't really do anything crazy with another one. All right, VV. Oh, Wild Ride. And VV's Hasty. All right, this is gonna hurt a bit. Well, maybe it's a good thing we drew 3 Tithing Blades. We might need all of them. Opponent gonna make some VV mana. But what can they do with it? Just more Wild Riding, sure. And leveling up the talent to get back Sleight of Hand. All right, well, we're down to 10. But, all right, Tithing Blade. Actually, I guess we can play the Gunship and still kill the VV. We do have a ton of art. If we had this many artifacts in that Vaultborn Tyrant game, it might have went differently. Yeah, let's just gun down the VV. Opponent, Steaming Sun. I'm going to start drawing some magic cards. Well, let's play a Tyrion's Journal. Start sacking some munitions. Getting the machine assembled. Now we're drawing cards. It'd be nice if we hit a land. We're doing all this with 3 lands because we just can't draw. Wow. An opponent sees the Tyrion's Journal and scoops it up. Well, that was... that was interesting. So, VVA... Probably bringing a Braids. Braids can kill VV at instant speed. And if they are a Soul Cauldron deck, which I'm still not sure they are, they might just be prowess because of those wild rides. But everything's like in chaos right now because of rotation. So they might also be just like a weird build of Cauldron that does have wild rides. So I think we want Braids as instant speed removal. Basically, VV's scary enough. Shoot the Sheriff. Just things that can take down VV at instant speed. Seems pretty. I don't know if our opponent... I don't know why they scooped so early. I don't think that game was over. I guess maybe they're not a fan of the munitions. They're scared of the weaponry. Yeah, maybe one Chandra running like that. We might have just scared him. We might just scared him right away. Wait, are we back to the shed? Back to the shed? We got a freebie. I honestly think we should have won game 1. And then I guess our opponent just didn't feel like their VV deck could stand up to the power of our mighty munitions. Weapons manufacturing actually seems pretty powerful though. The deck actually looking pretty good. I mean, especially considering it's kind of a budget deck, but yeah. And opponent heads explodes and trying to manufacture some weapons. We are building a machine to sack artifacts and exploding munitions all over the place. Well, Jagged Barons hit ya. Sand, no weapons manufacturing. Oh, burn. Well, let's see how that goes. I mean, I guess we could also just run out the Umbral Collar Zealot to eat a burn spell. Let's play the Journal. It's just a 1-0, but it should be good eventually. Opponent passes. Well, okay, with 2 Umbral Collar Zealots, running out 1 is definitely fine. That's the best of both worlds. We get the beatdowns, and we still have the combo piece for later. I wish we could do something with this Tyrion Journal, but yeah, I think we just got Umbral Collar Zealot. Tyrion Journal a little less effective when we're not making a bunch of artifacts with weapons manufacturing. Opponent Mountain. Screaming Nemesis is annoying. All right, Burst Lightning at least is not going at our face. Umbral Collar Zealot down. I mean, I guess the Tithing Blade could take care. My opponent is very dedicated to the burn plan. Plasm Bolt. Well, let's play the Rust Harvester. Let's get down the Legion Extruder. Who's the burn deck now, opponent? 2 to the face, past the turn. In a weird way, we are kind of a burn deck, right? It's kind of like Rakdos Artifact Machine Burn opponent. More Plasma Bolts. Gonna take down the Rust Harvester. Now we kind of want our opponent to play a creature. Okay, Hearth Elemental. Discards 2, draws 2. You gotta run it out. You gotta run out that Hearth Elemental. Well, now we can Tithing Blade. Get rid of the Hearth Elemental. And now Tarian's Journal can start drawing his cards, which would be nice if we just hit a land, I think would be fine. All right, well, we will accept a land. And I think we're nowhere near doing weapons manufacturing stuff, so let's run out an Umbral Collar Zealot. This is actually a pretty good test for our deck. How do we do when we don't have a weapons manufacturing? Well, okay, that backfired. And just as I was about to say, it'll be interesting to see how we do without a weapons manufacturing. We draw the weapons manufacturer, which we're not going to complain about because that is what we're built around. But I do wonder if the games without weapons manufacturing are going to be way tougher than the ones when we do have it. I mean, we're kind of winning the race right now, honestly, against the burn deck. Boros Charm our face down to 10. Okay. We draw a Schwamp. Well, let's play the Chandra. I guess we just go beatdowns. See if we can win the race here. Make the vehicle. I've been pretty happy with Chandra Spark Hunter. I feel like Chandra, it's not a planeswalker for every deck, but in a deck like this that actively cares about sacking artifacts and wants to deal damage, it's actually so good. If our opponent, if they're going to kill one of our creatures here, all right, that's fine. I mean, burn empty-handed, having to throw damage at our creatures. Now we will sack the vehicle, I think. Draw a card. Legion Extruder is pretty good. That is a good one. Opponent needs like another Hearth Elemental. Ooh, Memorial Vault too. That might be a little excessive. I think we just keep making vehicles. Make a vehicle, crew the vehicle for free, smack you down to 7. Hey, that's fine. Sure. Witchtalker's Frenzy. I mean, anything our opponent's spending to kill a random vehicle token's fine with us. Well, burn you to 8. And yeah, let's draw. We could wait and do Legion Extruder stuff. I'd rather hit some more artifacts to play. Oh, all right. Well, opponent scoops it up, and that started off looking scary, but in the end, we got there. The problem is we do not have much for burn. Our opponent's not even playing creatures, so we got to go down expensive stuff. Go down some of the clunky vehicle removal spells, since our opponent isn't playing a lot of creatures by the looks. I guess we can even trim like some other removal, Tithing Blade effects. Technically, Maze Mind Tome gains life. Let's try it like that. I have no idea. Actually, I have a pretty good idea. If Maze Mind Tome is actually effective mono red hate, I don't think it is, but we do not have a lot of good options in our sideboard, and we have a decent amount of cards we want to take out. Oh, 1 land, 1 keep. 1 land, 1 keep. I mean, 1 land, but double Duress. And I feel like Duress is our best sideboard card, and there's the land. Well, Duress, yeah. What are we up against? Lightning Strike, Burst Lightning, Hearth Elemental. The Hearth Elemental is big for our opponent. That's going to give him a way to refuel a little bit. Well, play the land, get down the manufacturing. Be nice if we could start making munitions too. Eventually, we're going to have to kill this Hearth Elemental. And by eventually, I mean pretty soon. Like maybe this coming turn. We really need to make some munitions to get the cost of the Demonic Junker down. Opponent discards 2 land, draws 2 new cards, passes. Oh, we whiff on lands. Yeah, this hurts, but I think we got to do it. Tarian Journal, make the munitions. We need to find a land here. We need to find a land. Sack it. Bang ya. Oh, not a land. Okay, less than ideal. Bolt Wave down to 12. Hearth Elemental. Well, there's the land. Play the Rust Harvester. Make a munition. Legion Extruder. Hit your face. Make a munition. I mean, so next turn we have enough artifacts that we can kill the Hearth Elemental, but we're going to be at 8. Oh, Lava Runner. We're going to be at 6. There is some tension with the affinity stuff between, yeah, I guess we just got to chump. It hurts, but I'd rather be at 10. And then hopefully we can clean up the board here. Yeah, I mean, Demonic Junker. Once we kill this Hearth Elemental, we're actually not in the worst spot. because we have all these munitions. So we get rid of the Hearth Elemental. We take 2 from the Lava Runner. Oh, commander play. Boros Charm Indestructible mode. Yeah. Oh, that actually probably makes us die. Oh, that was our whole game plan. Oh, we even gave up a card draw to keep the artifacts for affinity. That is one of the tensions of the deck, is we want a lot of artifacts for the affinity removal vehicles, but we also, down to 1, and yeah, that Boros Charm. That Boros Charm pretty much stole our opponent that game. But we want the artifacts to like reduce the cost on Demonic Junker, but we also want to sack the artifacts to deal damage and draw cards. So there is some tension there depending on the matchup. Yeah, let's run it back. Yeah, all right. That seems fine. No weapons manufacturing, but we got removal. We got a Chandra. Opponent very good at having that turn 1 Bolt Wave. Well, we're going to run out our Umbral Collar Zealot, which, worst case, is probably going to eat some burn that would otherwise hit our face. Like, well, okay, maybe not. Scorching Shot. I don't even think Scorching Shot's very good against us, but let's play the Legion Extruder. I'm kind of surprised our opponent brought it in, because you think they'd want stuff that all go face. Mountain for our opponent. And get to Lava Runner. Well, we can just torch the tower that. Get it out of here. Boros Charm, Indestructible. Another Tithing Blade. Well, let's play the Chandra. I think we just got to make the vehicle. We want an artifact on the battlefield for Legion Extruder. We want to deal damage. The only problem is this does leave Chandra at 4. All right, opponent abrades a Legion Extruder. That is kind of awkward. We'll see if they can kill the Chandra. Plussing it would get it up to 6 and make it even harder to kill. Tap land for our opponent and passes. All right, Chandra's still alive. Let's get in. Let's get in with the vehicle. Hit ya. Oh! Boros Charm. Boros Charm is the card, and then a Burst Lightning. I swear Boros Charm is the card of this match. We're actually gonna, man, do we have a creature? We do. You know what? I think we have reached the point where we're gonna try to flip a Tithing Blade. I think that is our, creature land. Oh, that's an issue. Well, craft it. Grab that Tithing Blade. Umbral Collar Zealot. On our upkeep, you take 1. We gain 1. Look out. About it. Gonna fire up the Restless Bivouac. Yeah, unfortunately, we have a ton of removal in this deck. Land. We have a ton of removal in this deck, sadly. Well, take the thing that can go face. Leave him with a Scorching Shot. Sadly, it is not great at killing creature lands. Like, all the Tithing Blades, Demonic Junkers, don't deal. Yeah, if our opponent just fires up this Bivouac every turn, it might actually just kill us. I don't think we can stop it down to because I know what's in our deck and I know how little instant speed. So much removal, it just can't kill the creature land. And our 1 a turn is not doing enough, found it. Hey, it worked last turn. Do it again, Bivouac. It's us. Yeah, down to 7, and well, 1 more draw, and mocking us, our sorcery speed removal. Man, we win that 9 times out of 10, but not this time. This hand's a little memey, but we're gonna keep it just because sacking Demonic Junker to Memorial Vault is so sweet. That is one of the coolest synergies of the deck that we haven't actually pulled off. But like, cast it for it's 7 dropping. Cast it for 1, then you sack it and you impulse draw 7. Well, ping you down to 19. Tithing Blade's nice. That gives us something we can do earlier. See what our dear opponent's up to. Opponent, Sultai, Roy. All right, Sultai Dragons by the looks. This one might be a grind. There's an Umbral Collar Zealot, which I don't think we're going to run it out. Sultai definitely is going to have a ton of removal. It seems like a shame to send such a good sack outlet to its inevitable demise without getting value. Opponent Forest. So opponent might actually be kind of a control deck. Yeah, more lands. All right, well, play the land, and Yeah, we're just gonna keep passing. I mean, next turn we can try to play the Memorial Ball. I don't know what the odds are of it resolving. They could be a counter deck. Yeah, I wonder. I'm very curious to see if Standard changes much at rotation. Something like Sultai Dragons. That's a deck we messed around with a little bit right after Dragons of Tarkir released, and it felt like it had potential, but it never really got there as like a full-on tier deck. How are they going to take our Vault, aren't they? I mean, I guess you can take a removal spell, but we got 2 of them. I guess you take the Tithing Blade and hope we don't get to Demonic Chunker, which at this rate, we haven't played a permanent yet. Yeah, opponent's going to take the card draw, which makes a lot of sense. That's unfortunate. We actually had plans for that. Well, we're still not going to run out this Umbral Collar Zealot. But it's going to be interesting. One of the cool parts about rotation is, at least in theory, some of those decks that just didn't quite get there before might have a chance to get there now. Maybe Sultai Dragons is like a real competitive deck that just like, because of the shifts in the meta, because of the stuff rotating, because of new Edge of Eternity cards, which I don't know what Sultai Dragons got really, but oops. But yeah, the shifts in the meta are definitely one of the most interesting parts of rotation. We'll see. Who knows? I mean, maybe it looks basically the same. Opponent going to consult the star charts. Also, speaking of interesting, consult the star charts versus stock up is going to be an interesting debate. My guess is that stock up's still the default, but there's going to be certain decks that want consult more. Like, if you have a lot of lands, or if you are playing an instant speed, like in control deck, leaving up counter spells, or if you're digging for a specific card that you don't need early, then consult's kind of better, right? On the other hand, if you just want to see a bunch of cards, stock up is still so good at that. I mean, just 3 mana versus 4 mana is the biggest difference. Opponent decides which 2 cards to take, refills the hand, and Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Well, I mean, we got a Tithing Blade for that. Also, a lot of lands. Yeah, I guess we just tithe them. Get rid of the Overlord. It's probably better to start activating, I think, the Rust Harvester. We're still going to hold off on the Umbral Collar Zealot. Our opponent knows about it, which makes it a little bit less effective, but still. Opponent Roiling Dragonstorm. We're definitely getting out card drawn in this game, which is kind of sad because our deck usually does a pretty good job of drawing cards, or like not a bad job at least, but control decks just do a really good job. Opponent going to do a little roiling, do a little drawing, do a little discarding. I mean, we haven't actually seen dragons yet, although I assume if you're playing Roiling Dragonstorm, you gotta be playing dragons, right? You don't play that card if you're not playing dragons. At least you don't have to play a ton, but at least some number of dragons. Cavern on Dragon, okay. About it. Going to Duress, take our Demonic Junker, which is actually okay for us because that is another artifact in the graveyard for Rust Harvester. Oh, they're going to kill that too? Oh. I mean, if our opponent kills that, we have like nothing going on. We're just getting absolutely picked apart. I mean, we also started with that hand that maybe we shouldn't have kept. If we had known our opponent was going to be playing a bunch of Duresses and control stuff, we probably wouldn't have kept it. Caustic Exile. Well, in response, boom. Exile that Demonic Junker to ya. Down to 17. Who's winning now? Who's winning now, opponent? Who's winning now? Just look at those life totals. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. About it. Well, okay. Demand answers is not bad. Let's just discard. We're gonna keep the Tithing Blade because we might be about to flip it. You know what? We have reached the time. You know things are going well when we're crafting Tithing Blade into the Consuming Sphincter. It's gonna get you. It can't be Sphincter, right? Specular. I was gonna say, I don't know if Wizards would name a card Consuming Sphincter. Opponent, Roiling Dragonstorm, Dragon on the battlefield. Well, let's see if our 1 a turn is enough to swing this race. I'm a little skeptical that the Sphincter will get it done, but you never know. It does gain. I mean, it's not in the deck to be crafted for 5 mana to drain for 1. All right, opponent, not a fan of Sphincters. All right, Maelstrom Pulse. Well, that plan's over with. Well, Tithing Blade. That's actually a good card. Also notice, no weapons manufacturing this game. We've talked a little bit about, like, how's the deck do when we don't have weapons manufacturing? If this is an example, I think this is just a weird game. Like, we did have that 5-land starting hand, but if this is an example of how games go when we don't have weapons manufacturing, that's a little concerning because I feel like we've just not really done anything this game. We've killed a few things. We haven't really made much forward progress for killing our opponent. We've just, like, cast removal spells, opponent, Dragonstorm, drawing cards, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Yeah, we're running out of ways to kill things. And as good as Umbral Collar Zealot is, it is not going to take down an Overlord of the Hauntwoods in combat. Next turn, they get the other Overlord too. All right, Legion Extruder is better than drawing literally nothing. Not by a ton. Yeah, I guess we can get rid of an Overlord. That's something. Ping it. Overlord down. Get in. Actually, rather than attacking, I think we're going to try to turn on this gunship. Gunship's only +6 to turn on, so that means next turn we can definitely turn it on. We can also, oh no, not another one, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Yeah, that's a lot of Overlords. I thought you were a dragon deck opponent. Where are the dragons? I feel cheated. Where are the dragons, buddy? Opponent. Looking. Counting. Scavenger. Okay, there's a dragon. I wasn't serious. I didn't really want you to play a dragon. Yeah, Scavenger Regent. Picking up the Roiling Dragonstorms. And yeah, that might be it. Roiling Dragonstorm. Gonna draw and discard. Yeah, with 2 Overlords and the Scavenger Regent, and us being empty-handed and having no weapons manufacturing, we're going to need to draw something incredible here. Warmaker's Gunship, which can't even kill Scavenger Regent because we can't pay the ward. I think that's it. Yeah. Saltai, grinding us down. Well, what are we bringing in against Saltai? Definitely Maze Mind Stones. Probably Duresses. We can go down some Grimbaubles. We gotta find room for the Duresses. Maybe go down like a couple of the vehicle removal spells. Torch the Tower doesn't do much. Yeah, maybe we keep the Junker. The Junker does kill the big things. Junker and Tithing Blade seem like our best removal spells. Yeah, it's gotta be a Gunship. Let's go down to Gunship and a Rust Harvester. And yeah, run it like that. All right, on to game number 2. We're gonna be on the draw, which is good. Although our opponent has a lot of strong cards. It'll be interesting because we're definitely, well, I mean, I like this hand. I don't especially like the double Jagged Barons mana here, but I mean, I guess it's fine. Tap land, ping you for 1, into Duress, into Maze Mind Stone, and then eventually we're gonna have some Junkers. Found it. Tap land. Triple Jagged Barons. Well, Duress, what are we working with? Consult the star charts, Caustic Exhale, Sebsuna, interesting. And a Scavenger Regent. Well, Sebsuna still gets got by an Edict. Well, speak of the devil. Well, let's get down to Maze Mind Stone. Continue playing Jagged Barons. The good news about drawing all these Jagged Barons is it means I think we only have 1 tapland left in our deck, so mana base should be untapped from here. This is a matchup where we don't get as punished playing a little bit off curve. Well, Maze Mind Stone. Let's do a little scrying. Definitely gonna keep the swamp. Well, untap draw. I think we gotta start drawing with the Maze Mind Stone. We do want to get as much value out of this as possible. I know sometimes, let's play the second one. Pass the turn. I see sometimes people play a Maze Mind Stone and just like scry, maybe get 1 draw out of it. I always feel like, I don't know, if I'm only getting like 3 scries in 1 draw, I don't think it's really worth it. I really want to be getting like 3 draws in 1 scry, or 4 draws, obviously the best. So we'll see. Hopefully they don't have, if they have Maelstrom Pulse here. Oh boy, that's such a blowout. All right, no Maelstrom Pulse. Well, I think we're going to maintain our counters here. We're just not going to do anything. We're just going to draw. Yeah, I don't want to waste a counter. Let's untap. Draw a swamp. I mean, our opponent's not pressuring us, and we have a bunch of removal in hand if they do play a Sabsunin or something. So I think we can actually get away. There's an Umbral Collar Zealot for the future. I think we can actually get away with just like drawing cards for a while. All right, there's a Sabsunin. Indestructible, card advantage engine. Sabsuna's actually a good card. It is not a great card against Tithing Blade in specific. Well, that's Teresia. Ooh, another Sabsunan. That makes sense. I was wondering why our opponent ran out the Sabsunan into the face of a Tithing Blade, but having a backup makes it easier. Plus, it's indestructible, right? So you know it's got to be like one specific removal spell that's going to get it. Well, I imagine another Sabs. I don't know how this goes. Opponent's got some bombs in hand. Sabsunan returns. Well, Maze Mind Stone draws a card. All right, Legion Extruder. Could use a weapons manufacturing. Could use another Tithing Blade. Okay, there's a manufacturing. Not a Tithing Blade, but we'll take it. Yeah, let's stay the course. Draw with the Maze Mind Stone. It's a mountain. Sad Legion Intruder or draw. Definitely not running out the Umbral Collar Zealot yet. That's our win con. If we can build up a little pile of munitions. So Sabsunan can only attack every other turn. But the turn that it can't attack, our opponent gets to draw 2 cards and grow it. Well, ping it down to 15. So this turn is Sabsunan can't attack. They get a counter and get to draw 2. But it can only attack if it has an even number of counters. So it's basically one turn, draw 2, get a counter. The next turn you can attack. One turn, yeah, there's Overlord. I mean, the Overlord's not a big deal because we got Demonic Junkers for days over here. Yeah, we're gonna untap more mountains. Well, I mean, I guess we do a little junkin'. We gotta get rid of this. Gotta get rid of this Overlord. Blow it up. Get a munition. So we're up to 2. Well, we're gonna complete these Maze Mind Stones. Maze Mind Stone. Draw a card. Gain some life. Ooh, Chandra. Next turn, Sabsunan can attack. Okay, so I think we have to not play Chandra this turn because if we do, Sabsunan's gonna kill it. Next turn, hopefully we can play Chandra. This turn we can like sack munitions, make a 3/3, and finish off the Maze Mind Stone. I mean, this is going pretty well. And this is a game that we didn't have a weapons manufacturing early. We did find one eventually, but normally we're always gonna find one eventually, right? If we live long enough. There are 4 of them in our deck. Well, Legion Extruder. Sack munitions, hit ya. Down to 11. I mean, opponent is down to Heritage Reclamation. Exiled to rest from the graveyard. Is that not like, oh my god, Heritage Reclamation at the at the Maze Mind Stone. I'm sorry. Our opponent had 2 copies of one of the best sideboard cards against our deck. And they chose, quite literally, I think, the 2 worst things you could do with it. I mean, the cycling, I don't know, maybe they had a reason to cycle. Sometimes you cycle Heritage Reclamation, but I am very confident going after the Maze Mind Stone over the weapons manufacturing, or the Legion Extruder, or even the vehicle. Opponent's going to try to counter. Well, we can pay for that. I'm pretty sure that is just literally, there's like 5 things you could do with that card, and I think that, yeah, let's Chandra tick up, and I think that blowing up the Maze Mind Stone that we can just exile anyway has got to be about the worst. Let's draw a card. It's a Legion Extruder. Let's play a land. Let's go to combat. I mean, we get to fire up this Junker and go aggro. Get in, hit ya, opponent. We're actually pretty close to winning. I mean, we already have 1 munitions. We got another Legion Extruder in hand. We might be taking down the control. Those Heritage Reclamations. Explain it. If you were watching this, explain to me in the why, in what world? Like, I would say number 1 target weapons manufacturing, number 2 Legion Extruder, number 3 the vehicle. I guess Tithing Blade you don't really get a blow up, but those 3 all seem better than Maze Mind Stone or cycling. Like, if they just went Heritage Reclamation, blow up Legion Extruder, Heritage Reclamation, blow up weapons manufacturing, we're in a way worse spot. Like, we're in a million times worse spot. But I'm curious, what could our opponent have been thinking there? It might be that they only had 1 in hand and they cycled the first one, but then why wouldn't you cycle the second one? I don't even know. Bounces the vehicle that can kill the Meringue River region. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Well, opponent, I think we're going to try to punish you with death. Legion Extruder. Shock your face. Make a munitions. And All we gotta do is Chandra, sack the munitions, and burn you down to 0. That was a wild game. That was a wild game. Some of our opponents' decisions do not make sense to me, but some of my decisions don't make sense to you or to me sometimes. So I guess that's fair. I guess that's completely fair. I think, yeah, maybe one shoot the sheriff, front like that. Just a touch more instant speed removal could be good. Plus, our opponent's just playing so many expensive things. 2 mana kill, a 5-drop is just kind of good in general. Well, all right, this hand I like. This is the most solid looking hand that we have had this match, I think. Opponent, land, ooh, even better. All right, well, duress you. A whole bunch of card draw and a Scavenger Regent. Well, we're gonna take the Roiling Dragonstorm since that's repeatable card draw. Opponent draws a Roiling Dragonstorm. The classic draw what they thought sees. I mean, at least it's just a Roiling Dragon. Oh boy, okay. Classic draw 2 weapons manufacturing. That is fine. Don't kill it, opponent. Don't you be looking at our weapons manufacturing. Oh, you can see the hover. The hover gives you the, do you see the hover? See it glowing? See the, all right, that is, I don't know. Probably should have cycled it. Should have said, what are you doing, opponent? Blowing up a weapons manufacturing when you could be cycling to draw a card? Well, good thing we have a backup weapons manufacturing. Opponent's gonna start drawing some cards at some point. Passes. Well, let's play the land. Let's get down the Maze Mind's Tome. Opponent, Tishana's Tidebinder, eh? Well, that's kind of fine. Like, it does stifle the trigger, but since it's an enchantment, it doesn't shut it off forever. Plus, we're also just going to kill it. So they did keep us from making 1 munition, but not a huge deal. For some reason, I don't know why Tishana's Tidebinder excludes enchantments. It seems like it should also, wow, consult the star charts unpretentiously during the main phase. Opponent's probably trying to hit a land drop, I assume. Yeah, I never really understood why Tidebinder doesn't shut down enchantments as well. You would think it should, right? Like, it shuts down creatures and artifacts permanently. Why does it not also permanently shut down an enchantment? Draws a couple cards and plays the land. Well, we are going to scry this time. Ooh, actually, you know what? I think we're going to keep the second Umbral Collar Zealot. One of the upsides of Umbral Collar Zealot is it looks incredibly scary. It is incredibly scary, but it also looks incredibly scary because our opponent sees it and they're like, oh my god, munitions. I can sack all the munitions. It's going to be so much damage. So I feel like against a control deck like this, even though we might not really need, well, double Rust Harvester is fine. Get them munitions going. Even though we might not really need 2 of them, I feel like the first one is going to be a really nice bait spell at some point. That is probably going to do a good job of eating a counter because our opponent's going to feel like they have to counter it. Okay, this consult the star charts. Go 6 deep. They already made their land drop. I guess they could find a Roiling Dragonstorm or something. Opponent, gonna see what they can see. A lot of times you cast it on your opponent's side. I feel like if you're just main phasing consult the star charts, it seems worse than stock up for sure. Like, in this guy, if our opponent's playing mostly at sorcery speed, I'm kind of like, maybe you just play stock up. I don't know. I guess I got 6 cards deep, so that is better, but they had to pay 4 mana to get 2 cards out of it. Opponent, all right, has learned how to use their heritage reclamations. Man, that's unfortunate timing. Well, there's the duress. It would have been super good to deal with the heritage reclamation. Consult the star charts. Virtue. 3 steps ahead. Well, we're going to take the virtue because I don't think we can beat that card. Yeah, let's draw with the Maze Mind's Tome. See if we hit a land. Would not be bad to hit a land. All right, Demonic Junker, not the worst. Get in, hit you down to 17. I mean, the plan here is get our opponent low enough that we can get him with the munitions. Would have been easier if we still had our weapons manufacturing going. Umbral Collar Zealot is gonna let us resolve something at some point through that 3 steps ahead. Well, opponent plays an Overlord. They do some ramping. We draw a Chandra. So I think we just run out of Umbral Collar Zealot to get countered here. I think it looks scary enough that our opponent has to counter it. And now we don't have to worry about them drawing cards with the 3 steps ahead. And then it opens the door for Chandra next turn, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, Umbrella Zealot does do a good job of looking scary. And I guess it does represent, like, at least 6 immediate damage. Hit you down to 15. Let's draw. See if we find a land. Finish off the Maze Mind's Tome. All right, there's the land. Well, pass the turn. I don't know how our opponent's cast so many card draw spells and still has not much going on. Opponent fires up the cottage, getting it hitting us. This has been a grindy game. I mean, considering we're not just popping off with munitions, I think this has actually been kind of a, there it is, Consult the Star Charts. This is where Consult the Star Charts looks great, although sorcery, not pretentious at all. The 9 cards deep is pretty good, though. That's actually very, very, very strong. 2 out of your top 9 is almost getting in tutor mode. That's dig through time level plus, actually. Although I guess it is 4 mana to kick it, but still. I'm curious if you've got to play with Consult the Star Charts yet, and how it compares to stock up. Opponent gonna unimpend. Also, we got to beat a creature land again. The nightmare of the creature land. Maybe we got to play some, I don't know, demo field type effects. Well, I mean, I think so we got to keep the creature land in mind. We can't afford to lose a Chandra. Let's play the Chandra. Yeah, I think we just tick it up. Sack the Tithing Blade, because we want... All right, another tap land. We want artifacts in the graveyard for these Rust Harvesters. Play the land. No vehicles to crew yet. Do we attack? Yeah, we're going to stay on defense. I think ultimating Chandra might be part of our game plan. Chandra is 2 upticks and then ultimate. And if it ultimates, getting a bolt whenever you play an artifact is super strong in our deck. Opponent's really good at finding overlords. Overlord again. So many overlords. Makes it everywhere land. Sure. We will chump. We will chump the Restless Cottage if it goes at Chandra. If it goes at our face, then I guess we don't care. Yeah. Opponent getting in at the Chandra. Eating the weapons manufacturing. Okay. Well, let's block. I guess we could double block and shoot the creature land, but I think we're just going to focus on trying to kill our opponent. So let's Rust Harvester. Eat a Tithing Blade. Bang it down to 13. Well, I mean, Demonic Chunker. Blow up the Overlord. Take up Chandra. Sacking Munitions, draw a card. Well, okay. Memory Vault. Actually, how close are we to winning here? Ping ya. Jagged Barrens. See if that 1 damage matters. Because wait. I think we actually win here. Because Chandra Hasten. Yeah. Chandra Hasten the Demonic Chunker. So we smash our opponent for 6. It actually was Xaxes. Jagged Barrens. If we were playing a less budget mana base, we probably would not win this game. We needed the 1 damage from the Jagged Barrens, and Jagged Barrens. Cheaty lands, OP, and that's how you make an artifact sack machine in Standard. I love this deck. This deck's so much fun. Well, that's stuff to talk about in the wrap-up. Be right back. So what did we learn this week about our weapons manufacturing artifact sack machine deck? And record-wise, the deck did way better than I expected. We went 8-4 with the deck for a 67% match win percentage, which is really good overall, doubly good for a pretty budget-friendly deck. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this deck. I love aristocrat-style sacrifice decks, and this is just such a weird, unique, different take where it really feels like you're building this strange artifact sack machine. You're just playing all these weird artifacts that most decks wouldn't want to play, sacking them for value, eventually making a ton of munitions, and we got to see the munitions be so incredibly good. We got to see the slow, value-y, grindy kills where it's like weapons manufacturing, leadage and extruder, hit you for 2, make a 3/3, hit you for 2, make a 3/3, eventually grind you down. We also got to see the full-on combo kill where we get up to 10 munitions, play an Umbrella Zealot, just sack everything, win the game on the spot. So the deck's actually oddly flexible. We can get these weird aggro wins, but we can also go super late with all of our card draw. And I actually think there might be something here with a deck like this. We'll have to see how it shakes out. I will say artifacts, if they get too good, are pretty easy to hate on. We even have like Anthrax Rampage at our sideboard. There's Ultima. There's a bunch of options that are just like blow up all the artifacts, which are kind of awkward, although maybe not the end of the world, because notice the weapons tokens from weapons manufacturing, the munitions, are leaves the battlefield triggers. So if we make a bunch of those and our opponent Ultimas us, they might just lose to blowing up our munitions. So there is some risk there. But the deck, I found it super fun to play. It's like super sneaky and it has all these weird lines. I'm pretty sure there were some times in the game where like I messed up some of the lines where it was like, we probably could have won the game the turn before if I had thought it through more. It's just got so much weird damage coming from strange places. So if you like sacking things, you like playing janky artifacts, you like putting together a puzzle and trying to solve it, I think that this deck is actually incredibly fun to play, and it might be the deck for you. The only thing I will say about the deck is the biggest drawback is if we don't find weapons manufacturing, it's a lot jankier. Our deck isn't horrible without weapons manufacturing, but without weapons manufacturing, we're kind of spinning our wheels a little bit where we're killing stuff, we're drawing some cards, but really we gotta find the weapons manufacturing or else it's gonna be very difficult for us to win. So the one thing this deck is missing is some sort of backup to weapons manufacturing. I just don't think we exactly have a good one in standard since weapons manufacturing is so unique. So that's the one thing to keep in mind. Definitely focus on finding weapons manufacturing because the games where I have weapons manufacturing, this deck can feel pretty busted, but the games where all the weapons manufacturings are in the bottom like 30 cards of your deck and you just don't find one, then the deck can feel a little bit clunky. But anyway, that's weapons manufacturing. That is our artifact sack machine. That is blowing up munitions all over our opponents and using them to win the game. And that's been our budget magic for this week. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.